Okay, we are on the last problem for today. Y'all can't see me dancing, but I am. I'm in a onesie, y'all. Okay, but anyway, so for the purple one, we need to solve for our x, pluses and minuses to separate the parts. So the first thing we need to do to move is this 5. It says minus, so we are going to do the opposite, which is adding. And then we're going to leave this negative 2x, keep the sign the same, and then we're going to end up with the positive 2 here. Again, it's really important to think about how these things are attached. This negative 2 is connected to the x, or attached to the x by multiplication, so you would need to divide both sides by negative 2. Do not add 2 on both sides here. Think about how they're connected. So we divide both sides by negative 2. Okay, and now because we have divided by a negative, that means our sign is going to now flip, okay? So here we have x is greater than 2 divided by 2, or sorry, 2 divided by negative 2 is going to give us negative 1, okay? So that's for our first set. And then for our green set, we have 6 times x is less than 0. The 6 is connected by multiplication, so we need to divide, and we have x is less than 0. And again, we're working with a union, so we have or, right? I've already written these two on my board. So what we'll do is just like we did on 7, we're going to draw our number lines, and then we're going to take both of them and combine them. Okay, so we have -1, -1, and 0, right? So for the purple one, I'll stick -1 here. It says x is greater than -1. There's not a line, so I'm going to have an open circle or parentheses, and it says greater, so I shade to the right because infinity is over here, right? And negative infinity is over here. And then for the green one, we line everything up the exact same. This is where -1 is at, okay? And then we have 0. So 0 is going to show up on the right-hand side, right? So I'll put my 0 here. And because there's not a line, we're going to have an open circle or parentheses, and it says x is less than 0. So we shade to the left. And then finally, for our answer, we're taking both of these, okay? So we're going to take our purple one, which is open circle from -1. Oopsie. I'm sorry, okay, which is an open circle from -1 and then shading to the right. And then we're taking our open circle from 0 and shading to the left, okay? So because this is an or, we're actually taking all of these squiggles everywhere, okay? Even the open circles. Now, if this was an and, that means we take where they share, so we would just take this inside portion, right? But because it's an or, we want all of it, okay? So for our final answer, it's going to be all real numbers, okay? So I guess this is a little confusing. Let me rewrite that. So for the actual answer, we're going to have everything, okay? From negative infinity all the way to infinity, because we're going to include that -1 and 0, okay? And then if we're writing that in interval notation, we go from negative infinity to infinity, okay? So these two would be our answers.